What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we will be talking about NXT, more specifically 8 wrestlers that were called up from NXT to the main roster that aren't doing so well and I think should go back down to NXT. Take a look at Tyler Breeze, who revived his wrestling career after returning to the brand. Personally, I believe that NXT should be a third brand and could even possibly move to 2 hours instead of 1. Triple H and Shawn Michaels just understand how to book wrestling. In the case that this does ever happen, here are the people who I think should make their return to the yellow brand. Number 8, EC3. The first wrestler on this list is someone that is never utilized on television. He was called up earlier this year, and I actually expected Vince to love him because of his size and charisma. However, after he defeated Dean Ambrose, it helped Ambrose get over even more with the crowd, and he supposedly got in trouble for that. I don't know why. Let's blame the wrestler instead of the creative team who decided that was a good idea. And shortly after that, EC3 was upset with his position, and WWE pretty much gave up on him and haven't used him since. If you aren't going to use someone who is that good, you might as well send him back down to NXT. He even left NXT too soon and has so much more potential with that brand. Number 7, Chad Gable. During his time in NXT, Chad Gable found success after teaming up with his partner Jason Jordan as American Alpha. They were one of the best tag teams in NXT at the time, and they did a pretty good job as a team on the main roster. After a year, WWE wanted to run a weird angle with Jason Jordan as Kurt Angle's son, and this meant that Chad Gable lost his partner. He jumped around to teaming with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Roode, but none of it really worked. He's now in 205 Live, but I feel like he could do really well as a single star on NXT, giving us amazing matches with Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, and Matt Riddle. Number 6, Rusev. It seems that Happy Rusev Day was just yesterday when it was super over and everyone was chanting that at every show. Ever since coming to the main roster, Rusev has done everything in his power to get himself over and impress Vince McMahon, but nothing seems to be working because every time it does happen, WWE manages to ruin it. Rusev has been in hot water for making it apparent that he is not happy with his position and isn't ever featured on TV. I think Triple H should just try to bring him down to NXT and try to bring back the Rusev Day gimmick. I'm sure that Hunter would do a much better job than Vince, and it could sell a lot of tickets and merchandise. If not, you might as well release him because you're just wasting his time at this moment. Number 5, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode went from the most confident and badass superstars from NXT to Robert Roode, whose main gimmick is talking about his mustache. It's astonishing how bad your career can get on the main roster. Roode is currently in his 40s, and I don't think WWE will ever push him in the upper or lower mid-card division. He's currently just seen running around chasing R-Truth, and I think he is so much better than that. WWE should consider sending him down to NXT to feud with up-and-comers. Bobby Roode clearly has the veteran leadership, and he could teach them a thing or two about cutting a promo or being a locker room leader. It could lead to some fun programs, which could be way more beneficial for him than just sitting at catering. Number 4, Asuka. How did WWE mess Asuka up? Their women's division isn't so big, and Asuka is literally one of the best women out of all of them. Let's see where WWE went wrong with Asuka. First, Charlotte defeated her, ending her streak at WrestleMania 34. Then, Carmella defeated her with the help of the big goofball James Ellsworth. And worst of all, Charlotte defeated her again for the SmackDown Women's Championship 2 weeks before WrestleMania 35 to make that women's main event even bigger. WWE has done the Empress of Tomorrow so wrong for the last 3 years, and I don't even know what to say. Right now, she is currently in a tag team with Kairi Sane, and their tag team name is absolutely ridiculous, and they were still unable to win the women tag team titles. At the last SmackDown, Asuka watched the Iconics get counted out instead of going outside the ring and throwing her back in. They make Asuka look so stupid, and literally they make her look like a complete idiot. I hate this company. Well, I would just send her back to NXT and have her feud with Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, and Shayna Baszler, cause why not? Number 3, Cesaro. It's been about 7 years since Cesaro has been on the main roster, and I will forever still root for him to be pushed to the moon. His in-ring work is still among one of the best in the company, and his promo work has tremendously increased. Vince McMahon is still hesitant to push him, and that is just upsetting. I think it's safe to say that Cesaro will never be pushed or have a good career on the main roster. This means that WWE should just make him become a beast in NXT. I really think with the roster down there, he could give us so many classics, and I would be 100% down for all of it. We could even see a reunion with the Kings of Wrestling. There's so much potential, and let's make it happen. Number 2, Sasha Banks. It's obvious that Sasha Banks is over the main roster. She's never going to go back. She's aware that they will never take the women's division serious as long as Vince McMahon is still calling the shots. Well, you know what women's division is really good? NXT. Triple H would have a blast with inserting Sasha Banks back into that division, and it would be must-watch TV. We could even see the return of the heel boss. That is much better than her not being on TV or letting her go to the competition. And number 1, Samoa Joe. It's universally agreed that Samoa Joe is the most badass wrestler and also the best on the microphone. But when he gets inside of that ring, it ain't so pretty and he loses every single time. I'm sick of Joe losing all of his matches. It's time for Joe to move back to NXT and dominate that brand by showing the new punks who is the best in the world. It'll be a lot better than seeing him take a pin every single week. And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and I'll see you all in the next video.